Hi students, in this video I'll be going through questions 7 to 9 of the 2022 Sec 1 G3 𝐉𝐘𝐒 math paper. Alright, so let's start off with question 7. So we have three straight lines A, B, C, D, and P, Q that intersect at O with the line DE parallel to the line AB. Right, angle DOQ equals to X, and angle AOC equals to 2X, and angle POB is equals to X plus 16 degrees. And angle CDE is given as Y. Stating your reasons clearly in your working, find the value of X. Right, so over here, we need to remember to state our reasons clearly. So this means that you need to know your angle properties very well. All right. So you need to do more practice, and when you're doing your practice, make sure you write down the angle properties. All right. So for part A, we are asked to find X. So over here, there are three X. So angle DOQ is given as X, angle BOP is given as X plus 16, and angle AOC is given as 2X. So we need to find a way to formulate an equation and then use it to find the value of X. All right, so if you look here, it seems quite obvious. Along the straight line AB, we already have two adjacent angles already, right? So this means that if we know angle POC, then we will be able to formulate an equation using adjacent angles on a straight line, because adjacent angles on a straight line will add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so it should become rather obvious that angle POC is equals to X degrees because of the property of vertically opposite angles. Okay, so once we know that this is X degree, then we can use it to formulate an equation and find the value of X. Right, so that's what we're going to do. So let's do it now. So angle POC is equals to X degree. So this one, the reason is that they are vertically opposite angles, all right? Okay, so once we have that, then we can form our equation already. So therefore, X plus 16, okay, plus X plus 2X will be equals to 180. Okay, so this one, the property is adjacent angles on a straight line. Okay, so adjacent angles on a straight line always sum up to 180. All right, so if you do the simplification, you'll get 4x, all right, 4x, okay. Okay, so 4x plus 16 equals to 180. So 4x is equals to 164. Okay, so x, it will be 164 over 4, so it will give you 41. Right, so not too difficult of a question. Right, then in part B, they are asked to find the value of y. Okay, so y angle y or y degrees is actually angle CDE, right? So the first thing that you can ask yourself is this angle CDE is equal to which other angle in this diagram? Okay, so over here you have your two parallel lines, AB over here, and then you have your parallel lines DE over here. Then over here you have your transversal, okay, CD that cuts across. Okay, so whenever you have two parallel lines and a transversal, you can start looking out for angles like corresponding angles or alternate angle. Okay, so now it should become quite clear that this angle y, okay, over here, y degrees, will be equals to this whole angle. Okay, because of the property of corresponding angles. Okay, so basically we have this situation, something like this, right? Here, and then another angle here. Right, then these two lines are parallel, so these two angles are the same. Right, so two parallel lines and one transversal. Okay, so now this means that this y will be equals to x plus 16 plus the x, right? And we already know the value of x to be 41 in the earlier part of the question. So it should be quite easy for us to solve it. So y is equals to x plus 16 plus x. Okay, so this property will be corresponding angles, and this is because DE is parallel to AB. Okay, DE is parallel to AB. Okay, and we know that x is 41, so we have 41 plus 16 plus 41. So we have 82 plus 16, 82 plus 16, so 98. So y will be 98, all right? Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the next question is regarding speed. So Kenneth was meeting his elder brother in another estate for lunch. He took a slow jog of 6 kilometers an hour for 1 hour 30 minutes for his house to reach the destination. Find the distance traveled. Okay, so I hope you still recall the triangle, okay, that we learned in class. Okay, so speed will be distance over time, right? Okay, so remember this triangle. So in this case, they want us to find distance traveled. So it will be speed times time, right? So the distance will be speed times time. So the speed is 6 kilometers per hour, and the time is 1 hour 30 minutes. So we need to express the time fully as in terms of hours. So 1 hour 30 is 1.5 hours. Okay, so if you do the multiplication, you will end up with 9 kilometers. Okay, so not too difficult. So remember this triangle, okay, and don't get it wrong. And the moment you get it wrong, then everything else will be incorrect already. Okay, both siblings spent half an hour for lunch before Kenneth took a feeder bus home. The bus was traveling at a speed of 36 kilometers per hour. Find the time hour taken for Kenneth's return trip. Okay, this question, I would say is not a very good question because you need to make an assumption which is likely to be untrue lah. Okay, in order to solve this question, you need to assume that the bus also traveled 9 kilometers. In other words, the bus traced backwards, right? The route that Kenneth ran, okay, to the other estate, okay, which is likely not to be true in real life. Okay, so now they want us to find time. So time will be distance over speed, right? So we are not given any other info, so we will have to make that very big assumption. So distance is 9 kilometers. Okay, then divided by speed 36 kilometers per hour. Okay, so this will just simplify to 1/4 of an hour. Okay, or 0.25 hours. Okay, so both are acceptable. Okay, but I prefer to put it in decimal lah. Okay, Kenneth's younger sister was keen to find out his average speed for the entire duration away from home. Her working was presented below. So if you look at the working for Kenneth's younger sister, what she has done is she took the speed for the running speed. So this is the running speed, right? Okay, this is for running one. Okay, then she added it to the bus speed, and then she just divide by 2 to get the average speed. Okay, so this will not be correct because in order for you to be able to use to calculate average speed like this, the time that he run must be the same as the time that uh, he was on the bus. But in this case, the timing that he was on the bus is much shorter than the timing that he ran, right? But then you cannot. Okay, so you can imagine why you need the timings to be the same because half the time you are moving at this speed, the other half the time you are moving at the other speed. So the average speed will just be to add these two together and divide by 2. Then that will make sense. Okay, but now the timing that Kenneth was spent running and on the bus is not the same. Hence, this will be an incorrect way to find the average speed. Okay, so that's what you can write down. Okay, the time that Kenneth spent running or jogging, okay, was not the same as the time he spent on the bus. Okay. But another thing that you can talk about in this question was also this part. He actually spent half an hour for lunch. So for half an hour they were actually stationary seated there eating their lunch. Which means that there will be half an hour whereby the speed is 0, and this was not taken into account for this question. Okay, so that could also be something that you can write about, right? Okay, calculate Kenneth's actual average speed. So we know that the formula to calculate average speed is you must take the total distance and then you divide by the total time. Okay, total time. Okay, so now they want the average speed for the entire duration away from home. So you need to include the time that he was eating lunch. The total distance will be 2 times 9 km. Okay, 9 km to the estate and then 9 km back home. And the time taken, okay, for jogging 1.5 hours. While he was eating, okay, he spent half an hour eating, right? So there will be 0.5 hours of uh will add 0.5 hours to the time. All right, then finally the time that he was on the bus, 0.25. So you can calculate it this way. All right. So it will be 18 divided by 2.25. Okay, 2.25. Okay, so that will be 8 kilometers per hour. Okay, the average speed. Okay, so that's supposed to be average speed. Okay, 8 kilometer per hour. Right? Okay, so this would be the answer for this question. So average speed is total distance over total time. All right, let's move on to the last question, which is a construction question. Right, so we're asked to construct a quadrilateral BC equals to 6.2, AB is 108, so CD is 8.5, and AD is 4.2. Okay, I'll use the construction con online construction set to do this later. But now we can actually just have a rough visualization of what is going on first. Okay, so AB has been drawn for us, so we need to construct a quadrilateral. Okay, BC is 6.2. So we know the length BC, and we know angle ABC to be 108. So in other words, we have sufficient information to locate the point C. So what you want to do is you want to put your protractor at B, okay, and then measure out an angle of 108. So maybe something like this, and draw a long line. Okay, so now the point C will be somewhere along this line. Okay, and then the length BC is 6.2. So you want to open your compass up to 6.2, and then you want to make an arc here. Okay, because anywhere from B to the arc, any line, it will be 6.2 cm. So when the arc intersects this line, whereby you drew 108 degrees from AB, then this will give us point C already. Right, then they give us a point CD. So since they will give us point CD, I can open up my compass to 8.5. Okay, then I will draw another arc, maybe something like this way, over here. Okay, draw an arc. And then after that, I can do the same for AD. Okay, but now I open smaller 4.2. So maybe I get arc like that. So these two arcs will intersect here. And this means that this point is going to be D. And then after that, what you can do is you can join them together. Join them together, and then you get your quadrilateral. Join them together to get your quadrilateral. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so whenever you are given any lengths, okay, inside this kind of question, except for the first line that you draw. But in this case, they already drew for you the first line. Other lengths have to be marked out using your compass. All right. Okay. Okay. So now let's go to the online construction set, and then we will use that to construct. Okay. So AB is already given to us. So now the first thing is we want to measure angle ABC, which is 108. So we will bring out the okay. Okay. Then we measure 108. So what you need to do is just measure 10. So now look at the outside, 0 to 90, then 90, 100, 108 will be maybe somewhere here. Okay, so mark out here. Okay, then after that, we will just make a line. Okay, long line, just put a long line through. Okay, over here. So this angle here is going to be 108 already. Okay, this angle here. So this angle here is going to be 108, okay, degrees, okay? Okay, 108 degrees. Can? Okay, then we know that BC is 6.2, right? So you take your ruler, okay, put here. Okay, then now you call your compass, all right? Okay, 6.2. Put the sharp edge here. Okay, then 6.2 will be here. Okay, so open it to 6.2. Okay, keep the ruler, let's lock this. Okay, put it here. Okay, then after that, just draw. Okay, so now you have found point C already. Okay, so point C, you see angle ABC 108 and 6.2 cm away from B. All right, so now this would be point C already. Point C. Yeah, I can't seem to mark that out. Let me try with point C. Okay, so this will be point C. Right. Okay, then we are told that BC is 8.5. Okay, so same thing. Take out your ruler again. Okay, put it here. Okay, now let's put the sharp edge at 8.5. Okay, unlock, and then we pull this to 8.5. Okay, so 8.5. Okay, let's knock it back. Put the ruler there. Okay, so CD is 8.5. So now we want to try to locate point D. Okay, so what we do is we just draw it out like that. Okay, maybe too long. Okay, let's draw. Okay, so like that. All right. Okay, then finally, okay, we are going to draw AD. Okay, and then when the arc intersects the other arc that we drew from C, right, that will be point D already. Okay. Okay, so let's put this at 4.2. Okay. Unlock, and then let's pull this one back here. Okay, so now we have 4.2. Okay, now I put this over here, right? Bring it over here a bit. Okay, then let's draw. Okay, so you see, okay, intersects. Okay, so anywhere along this arc, all right, anywhere along this arc is 4.2 cm away from A. Okay, then anywhere along this arc is 8.5 cm away from C. All right, so this intersection point will then be point D already. Okay, so D will be over here. Okay, so then to complete the question, all you need to do is take this and join over to here, and then join over to here. Right? Right, then the last part of the question, they want us to measure angle BAD. All right, so you just take your protractor and put it over here. Okay. Okay, when I drew it, okay, this may be slightly different on this paper. Okay, on this construction set, but when I drew it on the paper itself, my answer was 66 degrees. Okay, so you should get somewhere around there. 66, 65, 67 should be fine. All right. Okay, so let's go back to this screen over here. Okay, so the last part, this question, you should be able to get answer of maybe around 66. So anywhere from 65 to 67 degrees will be fine. Right? Okay, so this is I've gone through all the questions already in this paper. So do make sure to do more practice, especially for the topics that you are weaker in, okay, so that you'll be more ready for the WA, right?